The 1969 Dodge Charger R/T isn't just a car, it's an icon of American muscle. This beast was built at a time when raw power, aggressive styling, and a no-nonsense driving experience were all that mattered. It wasn't about fuel economy or high-tech gadgetry, it was about pure, unfiltered speed and presence. Today, the '69 Charger R/T stands as one of the most legendary muscle cars ever made, and for good reason. Under the hood, the Charger R/T packed a punch with its standard 440 Magnum V8, pushing out a solid 375 horsepower and 480 lb-ft of torque. That was serious muscle back in the day, and even now, those numbers demand respect. If that wasn't enough, Dodge offered the legendary 426 Hemi as an option, delivering a monstrous 425 horsepower and a ferocious attitude that made this car a menace on the streets and the drag strip. With a well-tuned Hemi, the Charger R/T could run a quarter mile in the low 13s, blazing fast for a factory car in the late 60s. But power wasn't the only thing that made the Charger R/T special. The design was just as aggressive as its performance. That fastback-style roof, the hidden headlamps, and the unmistakable Coke bottle curves gave the Charger a stance that made it look like it was always ready to pounce. The R/T badging let everyone know this wasn't just any Charger. It was the high-performance version built to dominate. The wide grille, recessed taillights, and the optional bumblebee stripe added to its menacing look. And let's not forget the sound. Whether it was the deep growl of the 440 or the thunderous roar of the Hemi, the Charger R/T had a voice that turned heads before you even saw the car. On the road, the Charger R/T delivered an experience that modern muscle cars can't quite replicate. It was big, it was heavy, and it wasn't designed to carve corners like today's performance cars. But that was never the point. This was a car built for straight-line speed, effortless highway cruising, and pure presence. The ride was firm but manageable. The steering was heavy yet responsive for its time, and when you stepped on the gas, the rear tires struggled to keep up as the car launched forward with brute force. Inside, the Charger R/T was just as bold. The cabin was driver-focused, with a deep-set gauge cluster, a 3-spoke steering wheel, and a center console that screamed performance. The high-back bucket seats provided decent comfort, but let's be real, this car wasn't about luxury. It was about grabbing that pistol grip shifter, listening to that V8 rumble, and feeling every bit of power as you pressed the pedal. Of course, the Charger R/T wasn't perfect. It was thirsty, it was heavy, and the rear visibility wasn't great. But none of that mattered then, and it certainly doesn't matter now. Because when you're behind the wheel of a '69 Charger R/T, you're driving a piece of history. A machine that represents the golden age of American performance. It's a car that became a Hollywood legend, a street racing hero, and a collector's dream.